I'd like to get hockey over with.
Okay, let's
because
you start us off then with hockey.
Look. I don't want to just divulge where we live immediately.
Okay.
But the Ottawa Senators made a big trade today.
I saw that.
And I work in news, and it was our top story for the whole afternoon, basically. Ottawa Senators acquiring Alex DeBrincat from Chicago Blackhawks, 2-time 40-goal scorer.
Big trade.
All-star in this blockbuster deal where we gave away 3 whole picks. Wow.
They're later picks.
Our seventh overall pick, that's pretty good, but we were trying to get rid of that pick anyway. Not get rid of it, but, we don't need it.
You can use it.
Somebody else can use it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm for it. If you can get somebody that's developed and has proven themselves to actually be in the league, wouldn't you take that over, somebody fresh and you got to hope they pan out properly?
Yes, especially when you're a team like Ottawa who's already been through the rebuild. Last year they said the rebuild's over. They said we're going to be winning games this year. It's not about building, it's about winning. And that didn't happen at all, and we sucked.
Of course.
Naturally. So we want to win now. We don't need a 7th overall pick that might be good.
No.
But really the big story from the draft, I don't know if you saw.
It depends what you're going to say.
But Shane Wright.
What? I turned it on because I was like, Canadian boy in a Canadian city in Montreal, actually the Canadian city for hockey, and slides down to 4th.
Crazy. Seattle Kraken, it seems like one of those NHL rigged situations where they really want their new team to have a really good player. So they figured, Montreal, you don't really want this guy. This guy sucks.
Who do you think's talking? You got Bettman talking in his ear going, you don't want this.
Bettman doesn't know what he's doing.
You don't want this. I know what I want. You don't want this.
Jeez. Okay, there's a lot of other stuff going on. My God. So I had in my notes, did the Sens... I wrote these notes this morning.
Okay.
And I had in my notes, did the Sens trade their pick?
Okay.
They absolutely did.
Absolutely.
Anything else? Any crazy stuff happened today? Georgiev got traded to the Avs from the Rangers. So he was the backup on the Rangers behind Shesterkin, who was nominated for... he won the Vezina, nominated for Hart MVP in the league, and Georgiev, whatever, he obviously didn't like being that 1B. He didn't want to be that backup player, backup goalie on the team, so he wanted out of New York, and that's fine. Where he went, though, was shocking, because he ends up on the Avalanche, who just won the Cup.
Who have a goalie,
Darcy Kemper, that they went out of their way to acquire last offseason. Mm-hmm. They went out of their way to get him from Arizona. He brought them to the finals. They won. And I mean, he wasn't their star. He wasn't up for MVP the playoffs or anything like that. But he did a great job.
I mean, he held his own.
And he wants out.
Can you blame him?
He wants out from the Avalanche?
Can you blame? Yeah, but it's hard. You definitely want to be your own star, don't you?
Wait. Are you talking Georgiev right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. No, you can't blame him.
Yeah,
no.
You definitely want to do that. So.
No, that's it. It's you got to be selfish in sports sometimes. You got to bet on yourself and do things that are best for you sometimes. Mm-hmm. Speaking of, I don't want to jump too quick to Carlos Sainz.
let's get through hockey and we'll jump over.
Okay, let me check my notes here. What else happened? So, I don't know if you followed the whole 7th overall pick conundrum that happened for the Sens, but we tried trading Matt Murray last night to the Buffalo Sabres with that 7th overall pick, so we could dump him because we don't want that guy.
But for what?
I don't know, nothing.
It didn't matter.
We just want to get rid of Matt Murray because he's a lot of money. He's $6-something million, and apparently he sucks.
He's lazy.
He's lazy.
He's a lazy guy. You know what I mean?
No, he's still young, though.
Oh, you do great in Pittsburgh, and then you come over, whatever.
When you think it doesn't matter, you stop trying.
Exactly.
That's what I hear.
He just sits in net and hope the pucks hits him. So.
But we tried trading him to Buffalo. Turns out, as Ottawa doesn't do their research, he's got a no trade to Buffalo. So
They tried to trade him to Buffalo, and then they were like, "Oh wait, guys, we forgot to read the fine print. He can't go to Buffalo. Throw it in the garbage."
Well, not exactly, but they were talking with Buffalo, and then it was like, oh, he can't go to Buffalo.
That's an oversight.
That is an oversight, but it ended up with them keeping that 7th overall pick and getting DeBrincat.
We'll take that.
We'll definitely take that.
I will not complain about that. Hey, the rebuild
is over.
The rebuild is over.
We're in the money.
Sure.
Stanley Cup on the way.
I'll believe it when I see it, though, unfortunately, with this Senators team.
No, that makes sense.
I need to see it. Hey, but their arena got approved, well, to a degree. The area where they're going to build. So, next couple years?
High hopes.
But we've been hearing that for the last couple of years.
Definitely. Well, okay, other than Sens news, Kirby Dach was traded from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
He was traded to Montreal, which is basically, in my eyes, solidifying the rebuild for Chicago. If they get rid of Kirby Dach, who's, he's young, but I guess he injury prone after, I don't even want to get into the World Juniors with Kirby Dach, but after that whole situation, he's going to Montreal. Montreal is on the up and up, according to them. And he was traded to Montreal from Chicago for a 13th and 66th overall pick today.
Okay.
Which is like, okay. Right. You get some guys from that.
Sure. It wasn't like a useless trade.
No, sure. Not a useless trade. There's also NHL free agency coming up on July 13th. So there's big stuff going on there.
That's way sooner than I expected.
Super soon.
I haven't looked at the calendar, so.
I wrote out a list of players this morning that were yet to be signed, and a couple of them have signed since then, like Chris Letang signed today.
Okay.
6 years. Whoa. What did I write here? Am I going crazy? Oh, I'm thinking of something else, but 6 years, $6.1 million for Chris Letang. Is that correct or am I crazy?
I haven't seen it, but somebody will correct you.
Like, I wrote it down, so it's definitely right.
Okay.
But
okay, sure.
The other big name, like free agent on Pittsburgh, Evgeny Malkin, tweeted out right after that saying, I hope I don't have to play against you next year.
What does that mean?
Exactly.
Where's the underlying there?
So
I hate when they do that. Get off Twitter. Like, they always go to Twitter and drop little hints. Okay, great, cool. I don't care.
Just do something.
Just do it.
You know what
we will react accordingly. I don't care about your misleading tweets.
I agree.
I find athletes have the whole Twitter thing a little too much. That might be a hot take. I get that because you want to, keep up with them. But just, business is business, and then you can have fun with social media after. But I don't care.
It bleeds over, right?
Yeah, whatever.
But then what else happened today? Marc-Andre Fleury, who's a big... he was unsigned, and people were wondering, is he going to play? He got offers to play in Washington before he signed with the Wild, and I think this is a great deal. He signed 2 years, $3.5 million a year with the Wild, and I think that's good because the Wild, they got Cam Talbot, but they need like a bona fide starter, and they need someone reliable in net. These next 2 years are going to be big for them because they made a bit of a splash in the playoffs this year, but the next 2 years are going to be big for them. Like Kirill Kaprizov, the Thrill Kirill, is in his prime. Mm-hmm. The second best player with the nickname Thrill after Phil. Okay. And it's gonna, if you know what I mean.
I get it.
If you follow, and it's going to be a big couple of years for the Wild, and I think that's a good deal. Like, yeah.
Well, the Wild's in a weird spot because they kind of got a weird combination of players and their contracts too. Like, if they got a couple years to kind of show up. And if they don't, it'll be hard to keep that team together, I think.
With the Suter and Parise situation they got going on, like, they're not going to have a lot of money to spend very soon.
No, you got to show up right now, or else you'll be in a tough position to keep that team together and try and make something happen after, 3 years?
Yeah.
3 seasons, so.
They have a goalie. That's good. Team that does not have a goalie, real quick. I got 2 more things to blow through.
Go ahead.
No goalie, Toronto. Okay.
Who cares again?
How does this affect? You got to ask this every time you bring up any topic involving hockey. How does this affect the Toronto Maple Leafs? The Leafs lost Mrazek today.
Yep.
Which is good.
They wanted to do that.
That
was on purpose. Yeah.
Which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna lose Jack Campbell. They can't pay for him.
I wouldn't say they can't pay for him.
They're not gonna pay for him.
They could move some salary around.
They're not going to pay for him.
No, you don't think so?
No. And the Oilers want him. And I think that's a good spot for him.
Now, that team has everything. I don't want to say everything but a goalie, because Mike Smith showed up every now and then in the playoffs. Like, he held his own. Like, there were some games he took plus 40 shots on net, didn't he? So he showed up pretty good. But those couple games he didn't show up.
It hurt.
It hurt, and it cost them.
And he's old.
Yeah, he's old.
And he's done.
He had a good run, yeah.
He's done.
He had a good run. We'll let him coast off into the sunset. He had a good run. Unfortunately, no ring. But
that's fine.
Yeah.
He's an old man.
That's all right. But Campbell, that'd be a good spot for him.
That would be, and yeah,
I'm okay with that.
He's gonna command a good amount of money for his next contract. Okay, 2 more things real quick for hockey. Blow through them quick. I saw a vote for, I think there was over 7,000 people voted in this. Worst NHL fans. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a big miss in these top 3, but number 1, Toronto, which is obvious. Like, yeah.
They're winning the cup this year. Every Toronto fan says, we're winning the cup this year.
I heard a double, I'm not going to say who predicted it, but I heard a prediction that Toronto will win the next 2 cups in a row. And it's like, buddy, get him out of the first round first. Okay?
Who said that? I need to know who said that. Gotta go talk to them.
No.
You gotta win a series.
Yeah.
That's step number 1. You gotta win the series, and they just can't do that.
But number 1, first voted worst NHL fan base, Toronto. Number 2, New York Rangers.
That's weird.
I mean, they're a big market. So
I don't know if I've ever. Well, I've been to Leaf games. I've never been to a New York game, so I don't know what would qualify them to be in that position. But
have you ever met anyone from New York?
Yes, but I've met a lot of Giants fans from like NFL.
Oh yeah,
and I can see how that would cross over into hockey and not be great. So. And
then number 3 is my least favorite fans, Montreal.
Why don't you like Montreal?
I'm a Sens fan and I'm a Bruins fan.
Oh, I did forget you're a Bruins fan.
So Montreal does not mix. I got a Bruins stick back here. Anyways,
that's right.
Bruins stick on the set. Okay, and so yeah, I was surprised that Philly wasn't higher up. I think Philly was pretty low, but Philly sports fans are the worst.
Philly in general,
just in general.
Broad? Yeah, that's just overall blanket sports.
Definitely.
And then I see you added GM of the year.
Yeah. Last point on hockey. Joe Sakic won GM of the year. I think it's the only trophy that they give out after the playoffs, which I guess makes sense because you want your team to be able to like withstand all the craziness of the playoffs, and they won the cup. Good for them.
That's a big thing for a GM though, to get through the playoffs. Like you can have a great team. I mean, look at the Leafs. You can have a great team up until the playoffs and then fall apart. So
exactly.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah, good for the Colorado Avalanche. Bringing the cup back to Colorado.
Yeah,
that'll be fun, and they could have a good team for a couple of years. Like
start of a dynasty.
They could run this for a bit. I'm not gonna lie. I had Tampa Bay because I wanted to see a three-peat so bad. We didn't get there, so let's go Colorado. 3-peat, I guess. All
right, two more years and Colorado got it.
That's it. So